It's the 40th anniversary of the Goonies. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's go back. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gen X Unfiltered, the podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Steve, Eric, how you doing?
Good to see you guys.
Doing all right, thanks.
Excited for another good time podcast.
I had a fun little hooky thing again, but you just made me feel like my hooks aren't funny, so I'm going to save it.
All right, save it for the next one.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're going to hold that from the world?
Yeah, because you guys just
What
make
a
fun of me.
disservice.
You've been working on trying to get
know.
that one that's going to be your next
Yeah.
year's thing.
Your
I know.
catchphrase.
It's not there today, okay?
All right,
Okay.
save it for the next one.
All right, guys, like we said in the title, it is the 40th anniversary of the Goonies. So what did we do? We rewatched The Goonies.
The Goonies, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
Oh, man.
I can't remember.
I remember watching it regularly as a kid. I loved it. But
Yeah.
obviously, it's been, quite a few years since I've
It's
seen
been
the
a
whole thing.
long, decades since I watched
I
it.
remember seeing bits of it. I'm sure at some point in time I probably saw the whole movie, but I remember seeing bits of it, but I just never really liked it.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
Wait, I should just go
What?
back and say it just wasn't really my type of thing. I don't really like the whole little weird fantasy things. It's not really fantasy, but it's kind of fantasy.
It
I don't
spoke
know.
to me. I loved it. I loved, just the adventure
I
of it, all
feel-
the friends running around and
But
doing cool
hold
stuff.
on. I feel like perhaps, and I'm stereotyping, but my own experience, I feel like perhaps I couldn't really relate to it because it was kind of like a group of boys doing quote unquote boy things.
Yeah, I could-
my idea of
yeah.
fun on a Saturday was not going through some abandoned mansion
You
through
wanna go
tunnels.
chase around One-Eyed Willie?
No,
Oh, boy.
I'm good. I would rather go to the mall.
That could be a lot of... Taking a different way right there.
Yeah, no, I know what.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to the mall. And I'm not saying there were girls out there that didn't like to do that, but for me personally, I just don't think
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
relate
Oh, no,
to
So what about the romance between the Josh Brolin character and the female
romance.
No?
It was
Okay.
so, I don't know. I mean, the girls were just, you know why they had girls in it? So girls would watch it. But it just, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I can see where you're coming from for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
The movie is definitely told from a young boy's perspective.
yeah, I mean, they're
I
13 maybe?
Yeah, like 12, 13-year-old
Yeah.
boys.
I also feel like, don't shoot me, but I also feel like this was one of those movies that didn't quite age so well.
Really?
Yeah.
There was watching it, there's a couple of things, yeah.
I found it was very 80s over the top. Okay, we're dealing with 12-year-old actors, whatever
Yeah.
they're, but, or maybe it was just the characters, but they were so annoying.
Really? Okay.
The main guy, I don't know what his name was again.
Oh, the Sean Astin's character, yeah.
The most annoying character on the planet. Take a chill pill,
Wow,
relax.
He really rubbed you the wrong way.
I mean, I'm guessing his character was supposed to be
I forgot how uptight he was supposed
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
He was definitely
And then the whole little
dangerous. Or,
He had asthma with his
the
puffer.
asthma thing,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm just saying, it just felt very over the top. And I get it. As a young boy watching it, you're probably yeah, these guys are awesome.
oh, there's definitely even just watching now, yeah, the opening scenes in the house where the 3 or 4 of them, even when they're
Yeah.
trying to find up in the attic, it's very
Chaotic.
chaotic. They're all yelling
Oh
over
my
top
God.
of each other and stuff like
I
that.
think
It's,
it was just overstimulation on my part. I was
Yeah.
what is going on? There's so much noise. Who's talking? And they're not just talking, they're screaming.
Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it's like watching
It's
a bunch
loud.
of 13-year-old boys just
Just conversing,
just going.
I
Yeah.
have this thing, again, I love children. Don't anybody out there think that I don't love children. However, I do have an age
Here
of
comes the
children.
butt.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I just feel like you have
And
to,
the truth is in the second half of the sentence. Let's
no,
hear it.
I feel like you have to preface it though, because people automatically be
Yeah,
you're a child hater. And that's not true. But one of my things is nobody out there lie to me, because I know every single person, whether you have children or not, have this age of children that just grate on your nerves. You love them. They're great. But it's just that age where they're just annoying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For me, it's the age between 8 and maybe 11-ish, 10, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Because they still, they're still kids, but they're getting to be older where they shouldn't be doing all the stupid, silly little kid stuff, but they still kind of do it.
Yeah, they can kind of
Yeah.
revert sometimes to little kid mode.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
It's just all part of, I'm just saying, it's just that age group that you just kind of can we just skip to the good part?
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah, I hear
That's
you.
a TikTok.
I was gonna say I recognize it. Yeah.
But I'm just saying. So maybe
The kids just
I mean, I know maybe 12. I think until when they, from that, like maybe like 8, 9 till they hit puberty, they're just like hit puberty already. Like, let's be normal.
So this
again.
movie focusing around a group of like 11, 12-year-old boys pretty much is your nightmare.
The age of group, you kind of don't enjoy those kids.
And there's so many people out there who are going to take exactly what I said wrong. But I think most people understand what I'm saying. Just like there's people out there who are like baby people, even people like their own kids. Like I have people that are like the baby stage was not my jam, but I love the toddler stage or vice versa, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like everybody has that stage. And I think I love like, I mean, they're not mine. So I love like the teenage years because they're like older now. They can have conversations.
You don't like the hyper puppy years. You want the chill dog sleeping by the fire.
Or like the little toddler fun you can color with kids.
Yeah.
It's that like weird little age group where it's like, it gets crusty. I don't know.
That's a good way to describe it.
It just gets crusty.
The crusty years.
So I guess my long-winded point is that maybe that's why this movie.
Well, that would definitely not.
Yeah,
but help this movie bode well to you. Yeah.
I don't know how old they were actually supposed to be, but I mean, none of them had deep voices, so they were pre-puberty.
They were supposed to be like 12, 13.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they were that old. Like, I feel like they were like 11 because they weren't even like puberty-ish.
No, I'm trying to know if they actually said it an age or a grade.
I don't think they
No, I don't think they ever did.
No, but I'm guessing they were like,
maybe grade 6, grade 7, maybe? Yeah. I don't know.
The older brother must have been like 16 because he was getting his license.
They're talking about, so
he screwed up getting his license.
Yeah, so they were younger, so I'm guessing 13-ish.
13.
Yeah.
But now that we did that little preface, I'm just really quickly for those of you who are like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, in case someone hasn't seen the
quick synopsis of the movie.
The Goonies tells the story of a group of young misfits in the fictional Goondocks neighborhood of Astoria, Oregon, who discover a map leading to the treasure of One-Eyed Willie, a legendary pirate. Their quest to find the treasure is motivated by their families facing foreclosure due to a real estate deal. The Goonies encounter challenges, including booby traps and rival criminal family, the Fratellas, also seeking the treasure. Like, there's a lot going on.
First of all, I did not realize until I printed this up. I didn't realize that's where Goonies came from. They lived in the Goondocks.
Yeah, I didn't know what Goonies is.
I don't know if I missed that in the movie.
Did they call themselves the Goonies?
They did, yeah. They refer to themselves as Goonies.
Which Goondocks, Goonies makes sense, but I don't know if I actually clued into that. Even watching the movie again, I don't think I clued into that. Oh, that's why they call themselves Goonies.
I thought it was just like a silly nickname.
Yeah, me too. It was the Goondocks.
A really quick synopsis, like super high level synopsis. The Goonies, a group of local childhood friends, uncover a map leading to One-Eyed Willie's treasure. They embark on a treasure hunt to save their homes. We already read this article. You're repeating yourself. The Goonies encounter. Yeah, we already read this. They just broke it out in point form.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should have read ahead, but that's okay. It was produced by Steven Spielberg and directed by Richard Donner. Oh my gosh, I thought this said Christopher Columbus wrote the screenplay, but it's Chris Columbus.
Chris Columbus, yeah. And I say it's the same Chris Columbus that directed like the Harry Potters and all that stuff.
Yeah, same guy.
This film was shot in Astoria, Oregon for 4 weeks in the fall of 1984. The movie's success led to the real-life Goonies house in Astoria becoming a popular tourist destination. And the film's legacy includes its positive messages about teamwork, believing in yourself, and the triumph of the underdog. Really?
Goonies never die.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there was a whole heck of a lot of teamwork going on. There was a whole heck of a lot of arguing and yelling over each other.
But that's how that was their teamwork.
Yeah, they got teamwork. That's how they got through everything. And they worked together, right? Which is playing the piano and all that stuff.
Yeah, each person played a key role in getting past one of like their tests.
Yeah.
I think that the real unsung hero of this movie was the weird little inventor kid. I don't even know.
Oh, Data.
Like, and again, really? Like, that couldn't have been his real name.
No, that
was like his nickname.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
Data.
They all had nicknames. Like the one guy was Mouth.
Yeah, Mouth and Chunk.
Chunk, yep.
So, yeah, really quickly, the really annoying kid that I didn't like and his older brother, their families losing their house because, foreclosure, yada, yada, yada. They're trying to get money to save it.
Yeah, they're going to tear down the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, the whole Goondocks.
Yeah, they're going to expand the golf course or whatever, build a golf course.
So wait, was it going into foreclosure or they were trying to buy it?
No, it was going into foreclosure, I think. But the whole neighborhood was going under.
Yeah.
They were going to buy the whole neighborhood up and tear it down.
The evil developer.
Yeah.
So what do these 4 young men do? They go up in the attic because the dad was some sort of like museum guy or something.
Yeah, that was kind of just sort of, he's like a historian, museum guy or something,
so
curator or something.
Oh, and then of course they had to like foreshadow it because before the mom left, she's like, nobody go in the attic. You're not allowed to go in the attic. So what do these 4 young gents do as soon as
Like
mom
any kid, as
leaves?
soon as their parents say don't do it, the first thing they do is go.
They go to the attic, which opens up to the most chaotic, overstimulating scene there ever is known to man.
When they break the penis off the
oh, well, that's another one.
That
was before
oh my
that,
God, that's another one.
Yeah.
And then again, do we not have a volume level of like low?
Well, they're in full panic mode because they got to glue the penis back on before mom gets home.
Yeah, they broke her statue. Random that the mom has a statue of David.
Yeah, I know.
Not a life-size one, obviously, but like...
yeah.
Yeah, they broke the dick off of it.
Okay. Penis. So anyway, yeah, that's chaos. And they go up into the attic and it's just like... Ah.
It was a cool attic, though. I was like, oh, man, I don't know anyone who had attics as kid. I mean,
Same.
other than like, most houses now you can go up there. It's just like insulation. And
A real functioning attic?
Yeah, but like I've never seen a house like that.
But we forgot something that happened at the very beginning of the movie before we were introduced to these fine young men. The whole little like police chase with the criminals and then...
The Fratellis.
Yeah, that's right. You get introduced to them. They're being chased through the street and Chunk sees it.
We see them break out of jail.
Yeah, you see them break out of jail and the one brother...
I was going to say...
broken out. He pretends to unalive himself in the jail.
I was going to say the fat kid, but I felt like I get in trouble for saying that.
Chunk?
But let's just say in the movie, that's his role. He's the fat kid.
Well, he very much plays up that stereotype.
Yeah, he's the fat
they
kid.
make him pull his shirt up and do the truffle shuffle and stuff like that.
Before they let him in the house. Yeah.
I remember, like, because I've seen those on T-shirts and, like, memes and stuff, so I thought it was a bigger thing. He did it once, 22 seconds into the movie.
That's all it needed to become history.
An icon.
I also feel like he was like the joke of the group because they just used him for comedic relief.
Yeah.
He was. He's pretty, yeah. But even I saw, like, if you watch, like, there's interviews with him, like, as a kid back then, from the movie, and he's a very personable young man.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
So, and apparently, like, even into, like, college, he would do the truffle shuffle. Like,
why not?
People asked him to,
I mean, why not? Like, if it's, like, your claim to fame, like, what's he doing now? I don't think he's acting anymore, is he?
No, so he still works in Hollywood, but he runs an entertainment law office.
I was going to say he's like a lawyer or something. Yeah.
Good for you, fat kid. I don't really think you're fat. I'm just playing on the stereotype.
No, he does. He'll sue you.
That's fine. I think it's endearing. He was my favorite character out of all of them. So
I think a lot of people felt bad for him because he clearly was getting picked. He was clearly like, getting picked on in that group.
In the movie,
he just wanted to be friends. So anyway, back to the attic. They're like chaos. Oh, and the whole thing with Chunk, is it Chonk or Chunk? Chunk is that he's disaster prone. So like everything he touches breaks, hence the broken penis.
Yeah, he's super,
And so they see this like something in a glass frame, but like, it's the dad's archives. So they're like, hey, Chunk, grab this. Because they know as soon as he touches it's going to break. Literally drops it, it opens, they find the map, and that's where the adventure begins.
That's right.
They find the map.
That's right. They decide they're going to go out there and try and find the gold.
One-Eyed Willie's treasure.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, I haven't seen it so long that I kind of forgot how. Like I forgot most of the movie, but
I felt it was a really long movie.
It was over 2 hours, I think, wasn't it?
Like, did it need to be that long?
Was it actually 2 hours?
It felt long.
So,
yeah, it was kind of like 2 big parts. Where the first part was them kind of getting to.
Well, that's the thing I was going to say. It took them quite a while to get to that point where they're going to go chase the treasure. It felt like it went a lot faster.
Yeah,
it felt a lot shorter from them.
I thought it was opposite. I thought it was short at the beginning and long when they were in the caves or wherever the hell they were.
No, I thought it was the opposite. I thought it felt like a lot longer for them to finally get into the caves. And once they got through it felt like it was fairly quick to me.
Yeah. So the pace picked up, I think.
Yeah.
So as the young gents are riding their little, BMX bikes to the middle of nowhere, the older brother was specifically told, don't let your little brother go out because it's raining and he has asthma.
Yeah. A little bit of a helicopter bomb.
The older brother realizes, oh no, they're gone. He runs out to get them. He only has some little kid bike.
Well, yeah, because they were smart and they let the air out of his tires.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. So he steals this little girl's bike. He's like riding through the thing. And as this introduces a couple other characters, as he's like falling. But wait, how did he know where they were?
I guess, you live in the area, you kind of know where they hang out, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But he also knew they had that map, right? So he probably figured they were going somewhere.
So the cool guy, the captain of the football team type guy is riding in the car with these 2 girls. Obviously, she's like a cheerleader. They pull up beside him. He's riding this little like My Little Pony type bike.
Like a 3-year-old girl's
they're
bike.
all
Yeah.
like the guy's laughing at him, ha ha, and he grabs onto the thing, and then he takes off as the guy's holding on.
Yeah, he
has
goes under his
arm,
hand,
blah,
drives
blah.
off, and I'm stuck to the side of the car.
Yeah.
But the girl, the head cheerleader girl, she kind of like feels bad for him, whatever. Like
That's the girl he likes too.
That's a girl, of course. And then, but the football
Because
player.
the football guy was also a massive D-bag.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He's a big dick.
Yeah, he's trying to look down her shirt or whatever up
Yeah.
her skirt
With his
the
rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't like that at all.
So, yeah, and then I guess they all meet. I kind of blacked out a few times because it was really long.
No, that's where they all meet up then, and they are at the. It's like an old. They go to. It's
an
like a
old
restaurant, but
restaurant.
it's like abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where they're going to try and sneak in there because they think that's sort of a. Were they going in there for food, or were they actually think it's a
No,
part
they
of
were
it?
looking for the treasure, I thought.
That's
weren't
right.
they?
It was like the final. They thought that's where the tunnel was in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's where the Fratellis are hanging out too. The people that escaped from jail.
That's their hideout
That's
now.
their hideout
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So they kind of run into each other.
Yeah. So, well, so like we said at the beginning, I always want to call him Chonk. Can I just call him Chonk? I feel like that's funnier.
That's like a weird hip way of
Yeah,
saying that.
Oh.
you can say chunk if you want, I guess, but it's chunk in the movie.
Okay, Chonk.
Yeah.
At the beginning, he saw the police chase of the criminals, and because he was telling all the little like boys about it, and
Yeah.
then so when they go there, they're like, "You wait out front, Chunk," and they went inside to explore, and then he's walking around and he opens a door and he sees the car with the like bullet holes, and then he flashes back and he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's the car!" So he
Yeah.
discovers it. He tries to find them to tell them, and then again, I lose track of what happens then.
Yeah, no, it's basically
Okay.
in a long story short, that's basically what happens is they're all in the restaurant
Together.
and the Fratellis are there, like the mother and the brothers, and
Yeah.
they kind of act like it's a real restaurant. It's sort of weird.
Yeah. They take an order from the kids.
Yeah, they bring them out like that gross dirty water
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Who's the actress that plays the mom? Because I've seen her in a few things,
Yeah.
and she terrifies me.
She was in Throw Mama from the Train.
Yeah, I'm trying.
She just terrifies
Yeah.
me.
She had a very mean demeanor.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Played it up really well in the movies.
Yeah, I'm trying, was that
Yeah.
all she was? I remember her from those two movies for sure, but I'm trying. I don't know if she's in.
I think she played bit parts on TV roles and
Yeah.
some other things, but
definitely was thrown from the train
Yeah.
and
Goonies.
Yeah, she definitely did a good job of being like this miserable, mean-looking old woman.
yeah.
She had like
Yeah.
a weird voice too, and
Yeah.
took me a minute to clue into that was Joe Pantaleone was the other brother.
Yeah.
I was like, he looks so familiar. I was like, oh man, it's
From,
it's
Sopranos.
Joey Pants, yeah, from the
Yeah.
Sopranos and
So-
stuff. Yeah, that guy's been. I forget how long he's been around as an actor.
they, I think, are trying to hide from the weird criminals.
Well, because remember they're looking for ice cream. Remember that? And they find
The
dead
dead
body.
body.
well, because the first thing that happens we kind of forgot about was it when Chunk goes down to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
No, not Chunk. It's Sean Astin goes to the bathroom.
Who's he find?
That's right. He goes and starts snooping around. He finds Sloth.
Yeah.
I literally do not remember this.
Remember they find Sloth? Hey, you guys!
Yeah.
I remember he's
No.
watching the cartoons or watching TV.
The
Yeah,
first
he's
time
chained up down
ever,
there.
the
Yeah.
first time I ever saw Sloth was when they, spoiler alert, kidnapped Chunk and tied him up beside him. That's the first time I saw Sloth.
That's
No.
probably the second time you see
Yeah,
him.
no, you saw him
Oh.
before then. He
Yeah.
just clearly wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
I zoned
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, but the Sean
Sean
Astin
Astin
character.
stumbles upon him, then freaks out and goes upstairs and tells his friends, "You gotta come down and see this."
Yeah.
and that's how they kind of get stuck down there, and then they end up
They find the
finding the dead
secret.
body.
The
Well,
dead
they find a
body.
dead body in the freezer.
Yeah.
The brother and the two girls were with them because they were like, we want to ditch the douche guy because he was looking down my skirt.
Yeah, they went to find to see if he was okay, I think, and then
And so
Yeah.
then
they
now we
now
have.
the two girls are there with the older brother and
Right.
the four other younger kids.
So the head cheerleader girl obviously has the like, again, I'm playing on stereotypes of the 80s because let's be real, this is what it was, and has this sort of dowdy little friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Martha
Definitely.
Plimpton.
Plimpton. Yeah.
I'm rewatching The Good Wife right now, and she's on it.
She's in a ton
She's
of
way
like,
better as an adult than she is as a kid.
Well, I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I can't imagine.
But,
Obviously.
Yeah, she's been in a ton of movies.
yeah.
But so she's like the stereotypical like dowdy friend to the like popular
Cool.
cheerleader.
Yeah.
She was the rebellious daughter in Parenthood.
That's right.
Was that
she
who
was.
she?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that movie. And
Parenthood.
she was also in a movie called, it was a Matt Dillon movie called Beautiful Girls.
I just have to say, Eric, whenever you really think you like do the stereotypical like
I'm trying to.
you rub the chin,
Yeah.
Can you hear it rubbing in the
I actually hit the
microphone?
microphone when I rubbed my chin that time.
But watch now, everybody watch. When Eric is really trying to think, he actually does that.
I do.
It's funny. Anyway, observation.
It's a feature.
But yeah, I don't know if I saw Beautiful. I don't remember Parenthood, but yeah, but she's one of those people. She's been around forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the the whole cast, like Josh Brolin, Corey Feldman,
We'll
not
get
so
into
much
that.
anymore. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Corey Feldman mouth. He was like the kind of like I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like no, because was it
He was
his
kind of like a
dad?
little Eddie Haskell, little shit.
He was
a
like the
little jerk,
shithead,
yeah.
and like
messing with the maid at the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
the poor Spanish
and he's
maid,
telling her
yeah.
she's gonna
Yes.
be locked in the
Yeah.
closet or whatever. And
What a
like-
little
with
shit.
the sex toys and stuff. Yeah.
I told you, like boys around like 11, 12, they're just assholes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
true.
I'm sure you guys were assholes.
If you ever see a group of
Never.
like, a group of like boys who are like between the age-
prepubescent boys.
between the age of like 10 and 13, 14, they're up to no good.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
Love them, but they're assholes. I mean, I guess it's different because girls are assholes too, just in different
Oh, yeah.
ways.
Oh yeah, no, okay,
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they are trying to get away or hide. They find this like under the fireplace hole. They're all scared to go down it. They end up going down it, except Chunk is in the
Well,
freezer
as they're
with
going down
the dead
there,
body.
well, no, as they're going down there, the Fratellis show up.
Yeah.
Right.
So they all hide in there, but Chunks, he's stuck in
with
the
the dead body in the freezer.
Well, he hides in the freezer and he gets
Yeah.
stuck in there with the dead body, and they can't get him because
Because Chunk never
'Cause the
really
Fratellis
goes.
are there.
Yeah.
Because Chunk, does he get like, quote unquote, kidnapped right away? Like he's not
Yeah.
down there with them.
no,
No,
he
no.
gets locked in
He
with
gets separated.
Sloth the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, but they bond. It's cute.
Him and Sloth become
Yeah.
friends over
And then they
Baby
end up-
Ruth chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Sloth is just
get into,
misunderstood. Yeah. So there's all this hijinks. They're trying to follow the map. There's booby traps. There's this. There's that. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of
Well,
stuff.
that's what all
that
the
happens.
adventure starts. It's all they're trying to find this pirate. We keep talking about this One-Eye Willie, but if anyone doesn't know, it's a pirate. They're trying to find
Yeah.
pirates' treasure.
We said
Yeah.
pirate.
Okay, did we? Okay, I wasn't sure how
Yeah.
detailed you got into
I'm
that.
not gonna lie. I thought One-Eyed Willie was Sloth when I was watching.
I
the
just
movie.
thought One-Eye Willie. It's like, really? Is this like a weird like dick joke that's in there? That's got to be
think so.
it. Like, there's no way that One-Eyed Willie was.
But I
Yeah.
feel like One-Eyed Willie is a very pirate stereotype. One-Eyed Willie. Like
Maybe
really?
to me, I think it's way more of a dick joke than anything
Yeah,
else. But
This is
exactly.
the
It's a total
problem.
dick joke.
This
Yeah.
is the problem with guys. Just don't be gross.
I'm not saying it's gross. I think it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
but I think that's.
I think it's a joke for 12-year-old
Yeah.
boys.
One-Eyed
I
Willie.
never. At 12 years old, did you know One-Eyed Willie meant penis?
Yeah,
Probably.
Really?
probably. Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't know
Well,
that
you were
till
never a
now.
12-year-old boy, so
You were
Yeah,
watching
sure.
Goonies.
yeah.
No, I wasn't. But
Yeah.
I like I said, I thought One-Eyed Willie was Sloth.
Well,
No.
he has two eyes, but
Well, they're kind of like.
no, I know.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how okay, it was 1984, right? 84?
Yeah,
85?
1984.
1984. So I mean, it was a little bit more whatever. But clearly Sloth is somebody who, has some disabilities, but
Yeah, no, I was
did
thinking
they
that.
kind of
It's like,
stereotype it to the extreme? Like, are you kidding me?
He was extremely disabled physically. Yeah.
or,
Well,
yeah.
and
And
mentally,
mentally, I guess,
too.
yeah.
But it was almost like
He's always super strong because they had to chain him up. So
no,
it's like,
but it
Yeah.
was all these horrible old stereotypes in a character and
yeah.
and also obviously playing on the fact that the way that they had this character look, he looked scary, which also feeds into the stereotype back then
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah. No,
it
totally.
was just terrible. I'm like, this is awful.
No, yeah. No, yeah. No,
he was
yeah,
like a
But
monster.
then
Yeah,
but it ends
that's-
up being more endearing than a monster.
I know, but I'm saying
His
the
little ears flick and stuff.
but the
Yeah.
portrayal of him is this scary monster, but he's just
He's got a heart of gold. No,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's like a Frankenstein. It's like a,
Yeah.
everyone thinks it's the monster. But it's like, oh, that's actually a really good guy. who-
That's Sloth's arc, right?
yeah, he just basically saves the day in the very end.
Yeah.
He's the hero of the
Yeah.
whole thing.
oh yeah, I stopped.
Superman shirt and all.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, I missed the whole when they there goes my voice. Oh no, can't talk anymore.
Uh-oh.
You can just clear your throat, but
No, I can't. But so yeah, all these hijinks happen under the ground, and where are they in tunnels and stuff? Oh, but then there's one part where I guess is the whole lesson of perseverance and teamwork because they all want to give up except for Asthma Boy. They all want to give up, so they end up
Yeah.
going to this well where you can obviously there's an old school well with a bucket,
Yep.
and they yell up, and who's at the well?
The jock.
yeah, I
The
know.
dicky
Of
jock.
Everyone who could possibly be there. It's him.
Yeah.
Talking about how he's going to make it with whatever her name is. The friends, remember
Andy.
there too?
Yeah.
Andy? Ooh,
That
she
was
has-
this cheerleader, right?
she has
Yeah.
a hip name.
Wasn't it Andy? Yeah.
And so then they yell up, help, help. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's them and blah, blah. And so then they're going to go, they're ready to go, especially the girls, Martha Plimpton. What was her name? I don't even know. She was very much like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I want
move
out.
on.
Like, this is terrifying. And so then, little asthma boy gives his, like, I don't know his name in the movie, so I'm calling him asthma boy.
Just call him Sean Astin. It's fine.
Why is asthma? That was a big part of his character.
It was. That's his arc too, because he threw the puffer away at the end.
Yeah.
Like, screw this. But anyway, so he gives this big speech about like we came this far and like
That's right.
blah,
It's
blah,
super
blah, blah, blah.
the One-Eye Willie speech.
And they all end up staying. And what does Andy do?
That's right. She sends up his Letterman jacket
She sends
to the
up
guy
the-
up there. Yeah, she's
I don't
wearing
want
the
this
old
no
school
more.
like
So
football jacket.
he's pulling it up thinking he's going to get some with Andy. And then it's like the sweater in front of the other guys. And then he's so embarrassed.
It's like the 1985 version of a mic drop.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
exactly it.
Yeah.
So then they go on. That's all I remember. I honestly don't remember much after that. All right, guys, we have to take a quick little reset break.
Thanks for everybody for joining us on Gen X Unfiltered. If you like what we're doing here in our podcast, please give us a thumbs up. We'd super appreciate it. And if you want to keep the fun going after the podcast is done, please join us on our Instagram, Gen X Unfiltered.
And TikTok.
Also TikTok. And now back to the show.
All right, so they persevere. They're about ready to give up, but they don't.
It's a heartwarming speech he gives.
Yes. I don't
Goonies
remember it.
never die.
Is that what he
Yeah.
said? Goonies
I
never
think that's what
die.
he says, isn't it?
Something like Goonies never say die.
Yeah.
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 So they continue on. And I'm not going to lie, after this part, I don't remember how do they actually get to the pirate ship? Like, I don't even
Yes.
remember.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of different. Yeah, they have all their they miss all the falling rocks. They got to play that weird,
No, I saw that.
The falling
weird
rocks,
keyboard,
that weird
like,
old organ.
piano that's made of like bones.
Don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Every time they play a wrong note, a piece of the platform falls.
They really, whoever made these booby traps really put a lot of work into like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
keep it safe. But obviously not that safe because a couple of 14-year-old kids figured out within a couple
I
of
don't.
hours.
I think they were like
Yeah.
11.
11 to whatever. They figured out in a couple of,
matters.
either way they covered it in a couple of hours. So it's like,
Okay, but
they
so
found a
what?
dead guy too, Copper Pot Cal or
I
whatever.
remember
Oh,
that.
yeah. The guy who made it the furthest.
Yeah, or
before
whatever. I
them.
can't remember his
Yeah.
name now.
Okay, but so like what? There's all these hijinks that happen, obviously, but like
Yep.
what? They get to where
Well, and the whole time they're being chased by the Fratellis too, because
Yes.
the Fratellis realize these kids have gone down into the caves,
Yeah.
so they go chasing them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're also being
a
chased
race
by
to the gold.
these guys who have a gun.
Yeah.
Want to kill them, so it's like they got to get to the gold, but also not get caught by the Fratelli family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not get killed.
That's right.
Okay, so
The
keep
80s, they'll
syn-
kill kids.
Keep
Yeah.
the synopsis going.
Yeah. So they make it to the pirate ship,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they get on there. They find One-Eyed Willie.
That's right. They find One-Eyed
Is he
Willie.
actually a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pirate with a
Like
pirate.
he's alive?
No, he's dead.
No, they're all
Oh,
dead.
I
They're
was
all
like-
dead.
It's like his skeleton with the eye patch. Yeah.
Okay.
What threw me off though is they take off his eye patch, but he's still got like it's like
It's his skin
Yeah,
covered
it's
over
like-
it. I know.
it's like it can't be a skin.
Yeah.
It's like a corpse. So it's like
Yeah.
It was 1984.
Yeah, I know. It was just to show
So,
they had one eye. So.
Sean Astin has a very heartfelt one-on-one with the skeleton of One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Like inspiring one-on-one or just like a
Sort of like thanking him for
Thanking
his,
him.
Oh.
like for they found like enough gold to pay off.
Because of him, they're going to be able to
they'll
like,
be
keep,
able
their,
to
keep their house.
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's
Okay.
like thankful.
Yeah,
Okay. So, but wait, what happens? Because the criminals have to show up at some point.
they do. So while the kids are finding the treasure and they're thinking this is fantastic, the criminals catch up to them and then they capture them
Oh, they actually captured them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
capture them in the
in the
like
ship.
the ship's hull or whatever.
Where
all the,
was I?
They
I
make,
don't know. You put
I
it
don't
on
know
TikTok.
because the criminals make a couple of them walk the plank.
Yeah, they throw him in the
They
water.
throw them in the water, and the girl, the main girl there, she ends up she's like tied up and they throw her off the plank and she's like starting to drown.
Yeah,
So James Brolin
What the hell?
jumps in and saves her.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is dramatic.
But as you know, there's the fight between the Fratellis and the kids happening. Who shows up?
That's right.
Sloth?
Sloth and Chunk.
Chunk, they're
the
BFFs.
two outcasts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come to save the day.
That's right. They do. They tie up the bad guys and
Yeah.
Because Sloth doesn't like the mom and brother because they're mean to him.
Exactly.
That's right.
And,
He
and
knows
the
that-
kids are mean to Chunk too. That's why they bond. They're like, two peas in a pod.
that's right.
See, they're my favorites.
Yeah. And what
Underdog.
does Sloth say before he saves everybody and gets involved? Famous
didn't-
line.
I didn't think Sloth talked.
He
He's-
does.
he says
Not
that-
a lot.
not a
but
lot,
he
but he
does talk.
says.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, remember that?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no.
all
And then he
like,
rips
super
open his
excited.
shirt and he's got a Superman shirt underneath.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear
And then
God.
he swings on a rope over to the ship.
Yeah.
And
I-
Like old school pirate, like
Yeah.
a swashbuckling pirate.
he does the old wrestling move to his brothers.
Yeah, slams them together.
Slams them together.
I-
They're knocked out. And then it's just him and his mom. And his mom tries to, back out of trouble with Sloth.
She's trying to be like, it's okay, baby.
It's okay.
Come to mommy.
Mama loves you.
Yeah.
Remember we used to sing with you?
Yeah.
And then Sloth remembers, Mom dropped him. That's why he's like the way he is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then she's like, sorry, I only dropped you once. Maybe twice.
Yeah.
I think that my brain blacked out to save me because I think that.
Yeah, you clearly missed the whole ending.
Yeah.
The whole,
Yeah,
like,
but
key.
like just how you're explaining it, I can only imagine how corny it was on screen. And
No, it's good. But that's the thing
good.
to see, like, because the fact that like they actually built like this massive set, like
Yeah.
so it still holds up. It doesn't look like cheesy and
It's
like
not cheesy, bad CGI.
yeah, like bad CGI, and like like they really
Yeah.
made the sets and like the real pirate
Yeah.
ships and all this stuff. So it's like, oh man, like
Yeah.
Okay.
it still looks cool.
So the kids escape, but before they escape, they didn't have any of their the gold with them. The Fratellis made them get rid of all the gold they had
Yeah.
kept, but the kids escape with their lives, basically.
But then
Okay.
the Fratellis screw up.
Yeah.
They try and take One Eye Willie's gold off his with
Use the words.
the weight, whatever he's got.
Oh,
the
he's
scale.
going to scale there. Yeah,
they
he's
take
going
it
to
off
scale.
and it screws up and everything starts to fall apart. Then
Yeah.
they got greedy.
Yeah.
okay, but here's the thing, because I did come back to this planet when it was the end, and then they were giving the money to the dad.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So how
'cause
did they
it's-
get it?
Well, because then they all abandoned ship at that point because everything's falling apart. It's all crashing down on them, so they
Yeah.
all abandoned ship.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get out. They find the one exit. It's like that tiny little space, but then all the rocks and stuff like that in the cave are all caving in,
Oh, right.
and it blocks their exit.
And Sloth holds
The
the
only
exit
way
open.
to get out is Sloth is so strong he can
Yeah.
hold the rock up so they can all get through.
Yeah.
Does he let his family out?
No.
No, he leaves them in there.
Does he get out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Eventually they all get out because they
Because
get
the whole thing crumbles.
yeah,
Yeah.
they get out and they get arrested. But
Yeah.
but no, the Sloth
All
saves
right.
the day.
Yeah.
But still, like, how did they go back and get the gold?
They didn't. Is Sean Astin still had it in his pocket?
He had one piece that left with him still.
Yeah, he had stuff in his pocket.
Yeah.
A little asthma boy.
That's right.
Yep.
So he had enough to. He had a bunch
That
of.
one
He had a
piece.
bunch of gems or whatever, like
Yeah.
rubies or diamonds or whatever in his hand.
Yeah.
So they had enough to save
Exactly.
their house and stuff.
And what happens? The last thing through out of the crumbling wreckage of the caves is the pirate ship.
It sets
It
sail.
sets sail.
So they're all there watching, and because the cops are there, because
Yeah.
the kids have been missing for hours apparently,
Yeah.
and they're trying to find the Fratellis.
And
And so all the cops and stuff are there, and then you see as they're watching, the pirate ship sails off into the ocean.
One-Eyed Willie on his last voyage.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then everyone cries and scene.
End scene. Everyone's saved.
Cue Cyndi Lauper.
Is that what song it was?
Good enough.
Yeah. Good enough by
That's how it
Cyndi
stuck in my
Lauper.
head all freaking
That's a-
weekend after
that's
I
a-
watched
How
it.
does that
That's a
song go
catchy
now?
song.
I'm not gonna say is that good enough. I don't know.
For you, it's good enough. For me, it's good enough.
I just wanted them to sing. All right. Well,
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
that was an amazing synopsis.
That was There's a lot. I mean, yeah.
Well,
just
I
as
mean,
a quick-
you
if
could
you haven't
spend
seen Goonies
hours.
now, check it out. It's
Yeah.
And look, we're not film,
Really watch it. Like our synopsis doesn't do it justice. It's
well,
a solid
no,
movie.
like we're not film critics going over symbolism and all this stuff. We're just
No, we're just
regular people
recapping
rewatching it.
yeah.
Okay, but guess what I have, guys? I have 20 fun facts about the Goonies.
I'm ready for
Nice.
some fun facts.
20 of them.
20. Let's go.
Wow. Okay. What's one? Let's see if we can do like one a minute.
Okay, this was stupid. The Goonies was mostly shot on location in Oregon. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, but other locations like the tunnels and cave with One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship were shot on massive sound stages in Burbank. Okay,
Oh,
but
that's
like-
California.
yeah, but I mean, obviously.
California.
That one was kind of lame. All right, the Goonies marked Josh Brolin's movie debut.
I didn't know that.
That was his first one. Eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Following the footsteps of his old man.
Oh.
A little nepotism.
Apparently,
He's the original Nepo baby.
apparently, in one scene, Sean Astin accidentally calls Josh Brolin by his real name. In a small goof, oh, his name's Mikey.
Mikey, that was it.
Calls Brolin by his actual name, not by his character's name. In the scene after Chunk breaks the water cooler in the basement of the abandoned restaurant.
Oh, I have to go back and watch that.
Yeah. That
All
happens
right.
sometimes. Weird these little bloopers making the final cut.
Well, sometimes I guess people probably
Yeah.
even, sometimes they don't even know. It's like anything. You watch it enough.
So many
it's
times.
editing,
Yeah.
You watch the same scene 10,000 times. You're
But
not.
if I was
Yeah.
a movie director or producer, whoever decides what goes in the final cut, I would totally drop little things
Little,
like
like,
that to
what
see
they
if
call
people know
little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I love that shit. So maybe it was on purpose.
Yeah.
Who knows?
This movie has a lot of Easter eggs. Let's see if any of them come up in your quiz.
Jeff Cohen, who played Chunk, is still in the movie business, but not as an actor. Goonies director Richard Donner wrote him a recommendation for his application to the University of Berkeley. Chunk is Jeff Cohen's only live-action feature film role to date. He left acting to pursue a law degree and is now a founding partner at an entertainment law firm.
Oh,
Go,
that's very
Jeff.
cool. Yeah, good for him. Yeah.
Go, Jeff. Hopefully he got, I doubt he got a ton of money from like the one movie, The Goonies.
Probably not.
If I'm him, I end every case with a shuffle.
Yeah, like why not?
That's if
Own
even
it.
if you get stuck in front of a jury. It's like,
Exactly.
I don't remember this.
All right.
You must have quit.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Jeff Cohen, who played Chunk, which I just read.
Next.
It's been a long day.
Let's go to the next one.
That was my Easter egg.
Trying to throw in the same one twice. Yeah.
Sean Astin's One-Eyed Willie speech was technically improvised to get a more naturalistic performance out of Astin. In this scene in which he tells his fellow Goonies about the legend of One-Eyed Willie, Donner had the child actor improvise in an offbeat way. Donner simply told Astin the story moments before they shot and had the actor tell it back to him as best as he could with the cameras rolling.
This is a smart idea.
Okay, little
Yeah.
asthma boy, you did pretty good.
Good job.
That's why he's still around, John Astin.
Yeah.
Am I gonna
Rudy.
Stranger Things,
Am I gonna-
Rudy.
Am I going to get in trouble for calling him
Lord of the
asthma boy?
Rings.
Possibly, yeah. You're going to have the Asthma Society of
I was gonna say
America.
all
after
that,
you.
yeah.
I'm not making fun, but I feel like, did he really have asthma or was he just relying on it because he
Well,
was
that was the thing. It
anxious?
was always kind of seemed like there was this weird, like, little crutch.
Because
Yeah.
because he threw the puffer away at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I
it-
mean, he wasn't like...
It was like his
as-
safety thing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
seemed like he would get, like, nervous. And
I also feel like the mom might have
That's
made
what I'm
him
saying, that
feel like
seemed
he
like,
needed
yeah.
it. 'Cause
Like
she's
a
like,
she's like a
I
hypochondriac.
think she
Yeah.
had Munchausen by proxy.
oh dear, now we're going down a whole other
Oh boy.
road.
But yeah,
All right.
no, it seemed like it was more of a crutch than something he actually needed.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Ready.
The treasure map was speckled with real blood. Production designer Michael Riva thought the prop treasure map looked too new, so to make it look more than 300 years old, he spent an afternoon aging it. After pouring coffee in the map, he wanted to add blood, but the prop department was out of paint. He cut his own finger and dripped his blood along its edges. I feel like that's really unsanitary.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
Michael,
That may be an HR problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Michael.
if that would be. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it'd get proper realism, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure if anyone would be like, hey, cool, you bled all over it.
I
Yeah,
feel like
exactly.
I wouldn't have wanted to know that ever.
No.
No, I'll probably find that out years later.
It'd be really creepy on the set too. Is like, you touched my blood.
It's weird. I
What?
mean,
I literally
look,
bled for this
I
movie.
bled for this movie.
Look, Michael, I applaud your dedication to your craft, but like,
Yeah, you think they could find other ways. Like, well, there's no red paint, so I got to slice my hand open.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no other option.
It's a Steven Spielberg production, but there's no budget for red paint. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
it was a
bleed.
little dramatic of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. Sloth was an actual tough guy. John Madzudzik, I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right, who played Sloth, was the first overall pick in the 1973 NFL draft and won 2 Super Bowls with the Oakland Raiders before
Holy-
turning to acting.
Shit. Okay.
As a nod to his former team, Sloth can be seen wearing a Raiders t-shirt early in the movie.
Yeah.
Sloth's Superman t-shirt is a nod to Richard Donner.
Yeah. Easter
Because-
eggs.
Yeah, Richard Donner was supposed to direct Superman, I think, wasn't he?
He directed Superman 1 and 2, but on Superman 2 he got fired.
Oh, yeah.
Richard.
Okay.
Yeah, so he finished most of the main shooting for Superman 2, got fired, and then they got the I forget the name of the producers, but they hired a new director, and
Oh,
yeah,
so that was his little, like,
this little nod is like, I'm the real Superman director.
he
But
should
did
have
you-
had the Goonies end up in the pane of, like, a mirror.
Did you know that Sloth was a football player?
I had no idea. It explains, though, because he's a big dude. Like, you know what? You can
I
tell,
want to
like,
see
he's...
what he actually looks like.
I just want to point out I dropped a fact and did not touch my chin.
because you didn't have to think about it. It's when
okay.
you have to like when your hamster's off the wheel a little bit.
Which is most of the time, yeah.
That's when you do this because it gives time for the hamster to hop back on.
That's true. I'm actually I'm like, hamster, come back.
That's right. Exactly. Inside joke. Hamster. If you know, you know. All right. Sloth love Superman. At the end of the movie, that's what it says. Sloth loves Superman. At the end of the movie, Sloth triumphantly rips his vest and other shirt off to reveal a Superman t-shirt.
Yeah.
Underneath, which works well within the context of the scene, but also serves another purpose. It's an inside joke about director Richard Donner, who directed the 1978 Superman movie.
Right. Like I just said.
Look, Eric, the internet didn't know you were just going to say that. I'm just simply reading the facts.
You don't need chat GTP.
I'm just reading the facts.
Okay, move on.
It took a long time for John Matuszek to become Sloth. Makeup artists needed 5 hours every morning to transform the football star into Sloth.
That's a long time.
It, though? 5 hours, though? Dude had a whole, it wasn't even his face. He had a whole,
it was a whole prosthetic with
thing.
mechanical ears that jingled.
Yeah, you really like those, didn't you?
Yeah.
They're like little,
like cat's ears or something.
or like little bunny noses.
Yeah.
Twitch. You like them, eh?
Little twitchy ears. Yeah.
Sloth also loves Errol Flynn. The pirate movie Sloth watches while chained in the basement is the 1935 Errol Flynn adventure Captain Blood.
That's where I learned how to do a little swashbuckling, how you can swing on the ropes and stuff, I guess, from watching those movies.
I feel like that was a lame fact. Didn't really
well, the
next one's going to be better, I'm sure.
Is it?
Maybe.
Let's find out.
The Fratellis appreciate opera. The song that Jake Fratelli first sings to Sloth and then to Chunk before he's captured is from Giacomo Puccini's Madame Butterfly. That was the lamest.
Of course.
I knew it was Madame Butterfly.
That was the lamest fact ever. Did you just have to throw that in there to get to 20?
I mean, because he is singing, he does sing opera, but
Right.
I didn't realize what to.
Who's this? I don't even know what this means. Chester Copperpot
That's the guy that was dead in the. It was originally trying to find
the first explorer.
He was chasing One Eye Willie and died.
May or may not have been a veteran actor. Though it's uncredited in the movie, the photo of Chester Copperpot is alleged to be of American actor Keenan Wynn. Wynn was originally cast as Perry White in Donner's Superman movie before dropping out due to exhaustion.
Oh. Okay.
How could he be an actor? Because he was just like a skeleton. But that's right. There's a picture of him on the newspaper or something or other.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The bats in the underground cave were created using some movie trickery. The bats were actually just bow ties and wads of paper mache blown out of air cannons. I mean, genius. Was this, what's his face, Blood Boy's idea?
Must be, yeah.
I get, budget, very on brand for budget. Good for you.
Because I know watching, it was clear that they weren't,
real
you could
bats.
tell they were fake, but didn't look like bow ties.
I'm sure the kids appreciated they were not real bats.
Yeah.
Not like an Alfred Hitchcock, his Birds movie where he threw real birds at poor
Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren, yeah.
All right.
Is that all of them?
No.
Oh, okay.
We got more, okay?
Okay, no, I wasn't sure where you stopped there.
The Goonies take place in the same universe as Gremlins. Believing Chunk is pranking him over the phone again, the police officer Chunk talks to recalls one of Chunk's stories about little creatures that multiply when you pour water on them.
That's right.
Which is a reference to the movie Gremlins.
That was a great one.
As it so happens, Steven Spielberg was an executive producer on both films, and screenwriter Chris Columbus wrote both movies as well. Corey Feldman also appeared in both movies.
That's a really cool Easter egg.
That's what I forgot about. I forgot Corey Feldman was in the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we never talked about Corey Feldman. I mean, can we just take a pause for Corey Feldman? Because I have some things I want to say about him.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I feel like he hasn't gotten his due appreciation.
Okay.
Because Corey, one of my goals in life, is to see Corey Feldman perform.
Yeah.
Anybody see videos?
His music act?
Oh, that was evil.
That was super evil. You're
I thought you were going to be
you're turning into Cruella DeVille.
I know. I thought you were going to be serious here about how he's the first. He actually, speaking out against Hollywood and ruined his career.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Don't make me look like an asshole.
No,
because
but that's where I thought you were going.
You got nervous. But
I wasn't sure where you were going. But
has anybody ever seen him perform? Good on you, Corey. You're doing what you love. You give 0 Fs. You are living your life. Props to you. But you're entertaining when you perform. I've seen videos. And a couple of years ago, he was in Toronto, but it was literally the one date where we couldn't go because we were away.
I know. Because I've never seen the concert footage. I had to go see this live.
Oh my God.
Here's what I'm not sure about. It's obviously a shit show, his musical performance. Yeah. But I'm not sure if it's a work. He knows it's a shit show and he just leans into that. Or if he thinks he's actually really good.
I kind of think he thinks he's good.
I don't know. He was on recently. I didn't watch it, but he was on a Billy Corgan's podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure. Look, I think that he probably started out thinking he was good, got this cult following for being such a shit show that he kind of just leans into it now. Why wouldn't you?
It's like The Room. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's been for years, but he would do he watched he was on Much Music, I think. I think he was on the Electric Circus back in the day.
I used to watch the reality.
He was on Howard Stern.
But he would he would dance Michael Jackson style stuff.
Do you remember the reality show that him and the other Corey?
The two Corys, yeah.
Did he die that one?
Yeah, Feldman. Yeah, he died.
No, Feldman.
No, I mean Corey Haim.
yeah.
Corey Haim.
But the two Corys, and that was when like Corey Feldman was like married, and like I remember it was like just a hot shit show mess.
It was that's
Now, look,
sad. Those two guys.
Well, I was gonna say like, look, they have a really tortured childhood as child actors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it.
Really,
but, like,
really dark tale of child acting in Hollywood.
a
but,
lot of reasons why not to have your kids act. Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, again, you do you. You get your money.
He was on tour. Yeah, Limp Bizkit brought him on.
Yeah.
They were open for Limp Bizkit or some of that.
But I want to see him perform because I think it would be effing hilarious.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing it on TikTok like ages ago. I was like, "What is going on here?"
Like effing, and we looked it up, and he was coming, but we were away.
He was with Limp Bizkit when he was here. Not quite the same because he was playing like some. I'm like, oh, I want to see him. Like he was in some like sort of small club,
like some county fairs.
Yeah, like that. That's where you want to see him. Not like for Limp Bizkit.
More like, could you imagine? Like, okay, whatever, but like the crowd he would attract at like a little state fair.
Well, yeah.
I would love.
Oh yeah, no, it would have been
go.
awesome. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, you do you, Corey.
Yeah, shout out props to Corey Feldman. He's been doing it for ever, so good for him, buddy.
All right. Steven Spielberg directed a few scenes in the Goonies. In addition to serving as executive producer and receiving a story by credit, Spielberg also secretly directed the scene in which the Goonies bang on the underground pipes, as well as the wishing well scene. Really? That's what he directed?
Oh, okay. Two little random scenes.
Didn't know that.
Was this like before he was a director?
No. This is like he was. He's a
superstar.
Oh, he did like E.T. and shit.
Oh, this is after all that. Yeah. Jaws, E.T. Yeah, he was the Steven Spielberg. He was
a megastar. Yeah.
All right. The slide at the end of the Goonies was real. The slide the Goonies ride to get to the cave with One-Eyed Willie's ship was a fully functioning water slide.
That's
Donner
cool.
and the crew would allegedly sneak in after filming wrapped up for the day to ride the
I can see why, because I don't know
how
really
fun slide.
I don't know how long it was. It seemed like it went on forever, but
here's another
water slides are the best.
I love water slides.
The Goonies' reaction to One-Eyed Willie's ship is genuine.
I heard that it was a real ship, so they had never seen it until they turned around for the first time and were completely flabbergasted by it.
Donner denied the child actors access to the massive soundstage where a full pirate ship was built. The scene in the final movie features their genuine reactions to seeing it for the first time. The ship took 2 months to build and was supposed to resemble Errol Flynn's ship from the film Sea Hawk.
Holy crap. More back to Errol Flynn.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And that's the way to do it because, you want to get that genuine reaction. Imagine, though, like working on this movie for weeks to find this, what you think is a fake, pirate ship, and then, like,
it's a full-size pirate ship.
Like, holy shit.
Especially being, like, kids that age, like, you guys would have lost your mind.
Oh, yeah. I would have
shit.
You would have been like, let's play.
Oh, yeah. I would have been like, screw this movie. Let's go down the water slide again.
Forget it.
All right. We're almost done. We have 2 more, I think.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman's character was called Mouth for a reason. Not only was Corey Feldman's character appropriately named because he talked a lot, but the name fit for another reason. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. The scene where Mama Fratelli pulls the jewels out of Mouth's mouth was shot in one take, with Feldman managing to fit all the jewels in his mouth at once.
Dang, that's a lot of jewels he put in his mouth.
I remember, she went a couple times.
She pulled like a pearl necklace out of his mouth, and then a bunch of jewels after. I saw you do a quick head turn there.
No. I was looking at you already, and then you said pearl necklace, and you paused, and then I was like, "Oh wait, what did you just say?" It just sounded funny because you guys.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
pearl necklace. One. Really, this movie's full of like.
That's right.
Innuendos.
Yeah, innuendos. Anyway, so she pulls that out of his mouth, and then a bunch of jewels. She squeezes his cheeks, and a bunch of jewels come out of his mouth.
He has a big mouth. What can you say? All right. Oh, sorry. There's 2 more. So 2 more now. Data. Is it Data or Data?
Data.
Data mentions a scene that was cut from the movie. Sharp-eared viewers will notice that Data mentions that octopus was very scary to the reporters at the end of the movie.
He did,
No
that's right.
scenes involving an octopus are in the final cut of the movie. The line refers to a deleted scene that involves Steph and Mouth getting attacked by an octopus after they flee One-Eyed Willie's ship. Was Steph Martha Plimpton, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because her and Corey Feldman had some sort of weird, like...
Because they were both kind of like quirky.
Yeah, she kind of liked him, but he was too little, so she was like...
Oh, I mean, he was like 12.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that those girls were only supposed to be like 14.
Yeah.
No, they were supposed to be like, they weren't much older.
But really weird, when Data's talking to the reporters after the fact about the octopus fight that never actually happened in the movie.
But you guys didn't even clue into that until just now.
You're right.
Yeah, no, I did. I do remember him saying it, but clearly that never happened.
Thank God for fun facts.
All right, last one. Just as we're about to run out of time, can we squeeze it in? We can squeeze it in. June 7th is Goonies Day. The mayor of Astoria, Oregon, named June 7 Goonies Day in honor of the movie. The town hosts an annual celebration. In 2015, in honor of the film's 30th anniversary, festivities included tours of the film's location, movie quote-alongs, a cast reunion, an attempt to break the record for largest truffle shuffle of all time.
I wonder how many people had to take part in that.
I would have went. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, I've seen TikToks where that house, like, because the house is there.
Yeah.
But apparently the people that used to own it, I think, did not like anybody going there. Whereas the new owners, like, hey, let's.
I mean, what are you going to do?
I would embrace it. I'd make money off of it.
Of course, Steve would.
For sure.
100% I
Steve
would.
would totally make money off of it.
But to like wrap up this podcast, like 40 years later, would you watch it again?
No.
No.
I mean, again, I think I'm just not the target audience.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. Yeah, I would definitely watch it again.
I'd say 40 years later, still worth a watch. If you're out there and haven't seen it yet, give it a go.
Absolutely.
Again, I just don't think it was my target.
No, yeah.
That wasn't the target
But
audience.
yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was,
a fun movie.
Yeah.
All right, guys, comment below if you've seen this movie. Let us know who your favorite character was. Go Mouth. Not Mouth. Go Chunk and Sloth.
Yeah.
Team Mikey.
No. All right, guys, but that is it for today's podcast. We thank you so very much for joining us, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Goonies never say die.